de-expedition, end quote. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB.
If you haven't sent in your ham radio haiku yet, what's stopping you? Visit our website at arnewsline.org, and as you compose your ode to your favorite online activity, we will help you use the correct number of syllables to make an authentic haiku. Submit your work and then sit back and wait to hear whether you are the winner of this week's challenge. The winner gets a shout-out on our website where everyone can find the winning haiku. With thanks to Adams Perfect Funeral Home, Amateur News Daily, Amateur Radio Digital Communications, and Barsh Nag Biswa, VU2JFA, AMSAT News Service, Marathi, VU2RBI, Central Florida Future, David BR, K7DB, The Daily DX, 425DX Bulletin, E51 MWA website, Facebook, FCC, National Institute of Amateur Radio, The Philippine Star, QRZ.com, Quarter Century Wireless Association, Radio World, San Angelo Amateur Radio Club Archive, Scottish Microwave Roundtable, ShortwaveRadio.de, South Jersey DX Association, Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9VPG in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3, and as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2025. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
The Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association hopes you enjoy the weekly broadcast of Amateur Radio Newsline, often featuring our very own N8WB Stephan. And we thank you for listening. We invite you to stay tuned to the W8WKY repeater for our weekly Club Net, which will begin at 8 p.m. We'll have a good net lined up for you this evening. We're going to have some announcements from our great leader, AA8CS. And he is also going to be doing trivia for you, and we're also going to have in and out check-ins plus regular check-ins for those who want to play trivia and make comments. So stay tuned for the net at 8 p.m. For the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa standing by for the net.
T-O-T-E-N-A. The weekly Serenade, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes.
W8WKY.
Get ready for the weekly SarahNet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
CQ. This is Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee, calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association's weekly Club Net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, which is located in Doylestown, Ohio, and operates on a frequency of 147.390 megahertz, and we use a PL tone of 114.8. This net is open to all licensed amateur radio operators. This is a directed net, so all traffic should be sent through net control. Emergency or priority traffic may break into this net at any time. Your net control operator for this net is Jerry. That's Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Yankee. My personal call sign is Kilo, Charlie 8, Hotel, Delta, Papa. That's KC8HDP. But during this net, I will be using the club call of Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee. We'll take a short break and be right back. We have a great net lined up for you this evening. We have announcements from our glorious leader, Gary, and we also have trivia from Gary as well, and we'll be doing some in and out check-ins, and then we'll take regular check-ins of those who want to make comments and try to answer Gary's tantalizing question this evening. So with that, we will turn things over to our glorious leader, AA8CS Gary, for the announcements.
Good evening, Sarah and friends. Glorious. Holy cow. That's new, Jerry. That's new. Okay, but I'll take it. Sure. Okay, a couple quick announcements before we get started here. I want you to mark your calendar for the Sarah Christmas dinner on Thursday evening, December 11th. It's going to be a great night with great prizes. We have my wife and I finished the door prize selection, and Stefan N8 WB will christen us with his fabulous magic show. We're looking forward to that. December 11th, mark your calendar. Our next club meeting will be November 20th. That'll be in Wadsworth at the Eagles. We will be handing out apparel, so it is well on its way. Apparel distribution at the next club meeting, November 20th. Plan to attend and bring a friend. Massillon Ham Fest on November 2nd at the Maps Museum. Need I say more? And also, November 1st, there's a NORS VE session. Details at NORS.net, NOARS.net. Back to net control, Jerry. Have a great net. This is AA8CS. Let me know when you want me to read the trivia question.
Well, thank you for those announcements, Gary, and we'll be back to you in a little bit after we take some check-ins. So with that, let's get right to it. Let's do some in and out check-ins. So if you'd like to be in and out this evening, just get your ticket punched. Now is your time. Check in with your call sign, followed by your name.
Whiskey 8, Alpha Romeo Oscar, Allen, Alpha Lima, Alpha Lima, Alpha November, out of Ashland, in and out.
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, KA8MNT, Tom, in and out.
November 8, Whiskey Sugar, Phil, in and out. Been listening. November 8, Whiskey Bravo, Stefan, and thank you for running the net tonight.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet, November Hotel, Doug and Redmond, in and out.
Whiskey Hotel Romeo.
Lima Bravo 8 Victor Hotel Mike, Tom.
Whiskey 8 Charlie Tango Mike, Gary at Portage Lakes, in and out.
Here. Okay, so far for in and out, we have W8ARO Alan, KA8MNT Tom, NWS Bill, and there was a collision with Bill, and somebody was under him, and I could not hear him. Bill won the collision. So could the person who checked in after Tom that wasn't Bill give me your call sign and name, please?
W8WKY.
November 8th, Whiskey Bravo. Stefan, thanks for running the net tonight. Here, Jerry.
Okay, I got you, Stefan, N8WB, and thank you for trading nights with me. Much appreciated. Okay, and we also have KE8 JNH Doug, KE8VOX Scott, and we had 3 there in at the same time, and after Scott, all I got was WHR. Could you come back with your full call sign and name, please?
That would be November 8th, Whiskey Hotel Romeo Mike in Brunswick.
Thank you, Mike. I have N8WHR in as well. We also have a KB8VHM Tom and W8CTM Carrie. Who else is out there that would like to be in and out? If you'd like to be in and out, please come now using your call sign followed by your name.
This is KD8HAG. Litchfield. I'll be out.
Whiskey Alpha 8, Kilo Oscar Charlie, WA8, KOC, Fred, Akron, in and out.
Kilo Delta 8, Tango, November, Foxtrot, KD8 TNF. My name is Chris. See everybody Sunday, 7-3.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8 TLB. Randy over here in Redmond. I'll be in and out 73, and thanks for running that there, Jerry. God bless everyone, 73.
N8VXQ, Perry and Perry's Township. I'll be in and out.
Whiskey Bravo 4, Alpha Zulu, WB4AIZ, showing in and out.
Okay, I'll go down the list. We have again K8AHG Bill. You broke up a little bit, but that's what I got, and hopefully that's right. We have WA8KOC Fred, KD8TNF Chris, KE8TLB Randy, and N8VXQ Perry, and WB4AIZ. You didn't say your name, but I think it's Chuck, I believe. Okay, anyone else in and out? Call now.
Whiskey Delta 8, Lima Alpha, Neil and Brewster. Good evening, everyone. I'll be in and out.
Okay, I have you on the list as in and out, Neil. WB8LLA. Thanks for DA. Excuse me. Thanks for checking in, Neil. Well, thanks to each and every one of you who checked in and out. Good to have you part of the net, and we'll hope to catch up with you all again soon. So we're going to now move on to regular check-ins. Those of you who would like to make comments and take a guess at Gary's trivia question. So when checking in, use your call sign followed by your name. Go.
Alpha 8 Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8 LYJ, Bob in the Magic City.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo KE8 UIB John in Massillon.
WKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG, Nick down the farm.
This is November Tango 8 Delta, NT8D, Dave in Copley.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8 VQX Joe in Akron.
W8WKY, K4OG, Mark in Copley. Welcome back, Joe.
Kilo Delta 2 Echo Papa Oscar, KD2 EPO, John and Sharon.
W8WKY, this is WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Whiskey 8 Tango Delta, W8TD, John from Wadsworth.
Alpha 8 Charlie Tango AA8CT, Craig in Shreve.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8, VZA, Eric in Strongsville. Gonna have to be in and out tonight.
Okay, I will pick it up there and go down the list we have. Okay, first of the regular check-ins, we have KA8LYJ Bob, KE8UIB John, KD8SLG Just Nick, NT8D Dave, KE8VQX Joe, K4OG Mark, KD2EPO John, WO3X also John, W8TD also John, Alpha 8 Charlie Tango Craig, and KE8VZA Eric. I have you in and out. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but come back when you can stay longer. Okay, do we have anyone else who would like to be a regular check-in, who would like to make comments and try to answer Gary's trivia question? If so, check in using your call sign followed by your name. Well, no further check-ins heard, so let's go back once again to our glorious leader, Gary, for the trivia question. Gary, the net is yours.
W8WKY, this is AA8CS. All right, Jerry, here we go. Let me preface it with this. I ran across this question, and I got it wrong. I did. So do yourself a favor. Don't look it up. Come on, have some fun with it. After we answer the question at the end of the net, I'll have some tidbits of information about U.S. presidents. Anyway, here's tonight's question. Which U.S. president is remembered as the nation's first dark horse candidate? Your choices are Alpha, James K. Polk, Baker, Franklin Pierce, Charlie, Millard Fillmore, and Delta, Rutherford B. Hayes. Let me repeat the question. Which U.S. president is remembered as the nation's first dark horse candidate? Your choices are Alpha, James K. Polk, Baker, Franklin Pierce, Charlie, Millard Fillmore, and Delta, Rutherford B. Hayes. There you have it. Have fun. This is AAHCS Back to Net.
Well, thank you for that trivia question, Gary. And that is a head scratcher, and I am going to take net control operator privilege and wait to answer that. So let's go to the top of the list, and that is with KA8LYJ, Bob in the Magic City. Bob, what do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what other comments do you have for the net?
W8WKY.
KA8LYJ. Good evening to you. Good evening to the net. Not much to report. It was a very, very quiet day, which is pleasant for a change of pace every now and again. As for the trivia question, going to rule out a couple of them for just reasons I'm ruminating over, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick Bravo. That was Franklin Pierce, right? I want to pick the one with Franklin Pierce. That's, I think, Bravo. And we'll leave it at that. KA8LYJ.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net this evening, Bob. I have your trivia question answer as Bravo. So very good. Thanks for joining us. We're in the clear with KA8LYJ, and that brings us to KE8UIB. John, good to hear you on the net this evening, John. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what other comments do you have for us? And Just Nick is on deck.
W8WKY from KA8UIB. Good evening, Jerry, everybody out there on the net, and the trivia. Let me see. I'm going back and forth with my mom and dad, and they're going to go with C, Charlie. I'm going to say D, Delta, and we'll see where that ends up. Let me see. Lori is working tonight. It was a late truck for them. So I'm home playing radio, and kind of gloating, patting myself on the back. Last Thursday, I got a notification on my QRZ. I qualified and have received 4 QRZ awards, so that was really cool. And then Sunday, I accomplished the Gold Parks on the Air Hunting Award, so that was my 4th Parks on the Air Award this year. So that's 8 awards this year. I'm kind of proud of myself over that one. So, hey, what can I say? I'll pat myself on the back. I feel like I achieved something. But with that, I hope everybody's had a good evening, and it's Tuesday, so this is my second net, so that makes that 2 for Tuesday. And with that, I'm going to pause for time real quick. All right, Jerry, and I'd just like to say thank you for running the net. You sound great tonight. And you guys, this is KA8UIB, living the $5 dream, a nickel at a time, so I will hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3, y'all. Thanks for running the net, Jerry.
Well, very good, John. I have your parents' trivia question and answer as Charlie, and your answer as Delta. And congratulations on the QRZ and POTA awards. Very good. You should pat yourself on the back, and I'll give you one too. So thanks for joining us, John, and 73s to you. We're going to clear with KE8UIB, and we're going to go down on the farm now with KD8SLG. Just Nick. Good evening to you, Nick. Thanks for joining us on the net this evening. Good to have you here. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net? And NT8D is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Jerry and all. Well, the Sierra Club Medicine. I'm outside. Portable. Maybe you can hear the echo, maybe you can't, but man, it echoes in this valley, let me tell you. I'm outside because I'm trying to find an RF solution down here. Hearing you guys, trying a couple spots, but I keyed up, nobody came back. So we'll just have to keep trying. I'm not ready to put it up 30 feet in the air until I pretty sure it can work where it's going to work. So anyway, that's what I'm doing tonight, playing out here, and figured during a net is a good time to have a stream running. So, thanks everybody. I'm going to go with Charlie tonight. Looking forward to the Hamfest. Maps Hamfest, my favorite one. See you all Sunday. Be there. It's going to be a good time. KD8 SLG, back to net control. Thanks, Jerry.
Well, Nick, I hope you get your antenna situated in a place where you can make an RF connection. I know when I was in Glenmont down at the pavilion there for the Pan Ohio bike ride, I could hear the Sarah repeater on my mobile in the car, but could not hit the repeaters. But, of course, that's on a car, and that's low, and so, but anyway, hope you get it figured out, Nick. I do have your trivia question and answer as Charlie, and thank you for joining us on the net this evening, and we're going to clear with KD8 SLG, and we are going to go to Dave now, NT8D. Good evening to you, Dave. Good to have you here. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is? What else do you have for the net? And the KE8VQX Joe is on deck.
W8WKY, NT8D. Well, I'm just going to pick A alpha because nobody has picked alpha yet, and I think that means all the letters have been picked. I'm doing this in honor of Ron, KD8CVS, because that's what he would do. Rough day. Spent all morning at the vet with my daughter's cat. She's got some incredibly serious health issues, so I can't say it was the best of days, but we made it to the end. Let's see, I did the fox hunt. Jason did a wonderful job. I have to learn to how to use and trust my antennas. The one I have has so much gain that I kept on thinking that the transmitter was closer than it actually was. So I'm on a learning curve there. And because of that fun experience, I rode along with Craig. I started a shopping list for this Sunday's Hamfest down in Maslin, so I'll be shopping for little bits and pieces and stuff that I need to make next fox hunt a little smoother. Hope everybody's having a good start to the week. We'll look to see everybody whenever we can. See you. Thanks for running tonight. 73. We'll go ahead and figure out what the answer is when you give it. NT8D, back to net.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the fox hunt and are learning along with it. I hope you find everything you're looking for at the Hamfest. And I do have your trivia question answer as alpha. So thanks for joining us, Dave, and 73TU. We're going to clear with NT8D, and that brings us to KE8VQX Joe. Good evening to you, Joe. Good to have you part of the net this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And K40G Mark is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KE8VQX. Hello, good evening, Jerry, and good evening, everybody else on the net. Good to be back. Just walked in the door about 15 minutes ago from flying for 4 days, and I'm unboxing a new Bowfang tri-bander, $20 tri-bander. I don't think you can have too many of these to bang around with. It'll be interesting to see how and if it works. Anyway, as far as the trivia goes, I'm going to go with A also as an alpha, like Dave did. Not because it hadn't been picked, but just because I don't know, and I haven't picked A for a while yet on these trivias. Anyways, I'm looking forward to the Hamfest coming up on Sunday. I plan to go there. I don't know what I need until I see it, so I'll bring some cash and see what I come away with, if anything. Anyway, thanks for getting me in there, Jerry. This is KE8VQX, back to net control.
Well, I'm kind of like you, Joe. If I need it, I'll know when I see it. Looking forward to the Hamfest as well, and hoping to see a bunch of you there. So thanks for your check-in, Joe. I do have your trivia question answer as Alpha, and we'll say 73 to you. Before we go to Mark, I want to identify this as the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock on the W8WKY repeater. Your net control operator for this evening is Jerry. That's Juliet Echo Romeo Romeo Yankee, using the club call of Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. Okay, K4OG, Mark, good to have you here this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us?
W8WKY. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Jerry. Thanks for running the net, bud. Well, this seems like a nice day, as nice as it could have been. So after work, I got out and I hooked my HF antennas back up to the veranda. So I'm back on HF. That's a good thing. I want everybody to take lots of pics out there at the Maps Fest, because I won't be able to attend. I'll be headed back to Kentucky, Wednesday evening or Thursday morning in the rain. So, take lots of pics and dump them in Josh's Nextcloud photo dump folder, so I can upload them to the Sarah's photo website, unless I can talk Josh into creating me a dump folder on the Nextcloud. The minutes of the last meeting is just now loaded up on the XCOM folder for proofing, and I'm curious who won the fox hunt, or did the fox escape unscathed? I better give you my answer. It was a scientific approach. Dark horse. So I picked D because there's a D in dark, and horse, that's got an H in it, and haze has got an H in it. There you go. My answer's scientifically calculated as delta. K4OG, back to net.
Well, good to hear you're back on HF. Sorry you're going to miss the Hamfest on Sunday, but we'll be thinking about you. And, everybody take lots of pictures. And I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, so interesting reasoning on that. So good to have you here, Mark, and have a safe travels down home to Kentucky. We're going to clear with K4OG, and that brings us to KD2EPO, John. Good to have you here this evening, John. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And WO3X is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KD2EPO. Good evening, everyone. As far as the guess to the question, it's just what it's going to be is a guess. I'm going to say Bravo, just because. As far as that, don't really have much else. Just waiting patiently for the government to open back up, because I'm one of the lucky accepted employees that still gets to go to work while we're waiting patiently for that to open up again. And other than that, just hanging out here on the back porch, seeing if I can find that skunk that my dogs decided to play with the other day. But other than that, sounds like the Hamfest y'all have going on this weekend, which I unfortunately can't go to. Hope y'all enjoy that. Hope it goes well, and hope everyone has a good rest of the week. This is KD2EPO, back to you.
Well, it's good to have you here, John, and hopefully you don't have to wait too long. And I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo. And, sorry you can't make the Hamfest. So anyway, 73 Steve John. We're going to clear with KD2EPO, and we're going to go now to WO3X John. And John is one of the net control operators for the N8XPK multi-state 6-meter net every Sunday night at 7 o'clock, and he does a great job. So good to have you here, John. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And W8TD is on deck.
Good evening, Jerry, and all on the net. This is WO3X. Let's see.
Yeah, for the trivia question, I was going to go with D Delta, and then Mark came up with some calculations there, so that confirms it. So I'm definitely going to go with D Delta. Let's see here. Yeah, today I did some work with the leaves, and one of the things I did was the one tree in the back corner needs a little attention. So what I did was I followed Dave's advice there that he gave, I guess it was last year, about mulching the leaves from that tree. So I did that today using the lawnmower. It chewed them up real nice, and they are now around that tree there. So we'll see if that improves that tree. So I also did other leaves from other trees, but I put them in bags for my friend who puts them on his garden. So I'm up to 5 or 6 bags now for him. So with that, this is WO3X back to the net.
Well, I hope your tree gets better, and a good day to get some yard work in. And hopefully we'll cross paths at the Hamfest on Sunday. Good to have you here, John. We're going to clear with you, WO3X. I do have your trivia question and answer as Delta. So we are now going to go to W8TD, John from Wadsworth. Not in Wadsworth, probably the farthest distance check-in for sure this evening. So good to have you here, John. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what's up with you?
Well, good morning all, or good evening, depending on where you might be. I'll just rubber stamp Mark's answer because I don't have any thoughts on the matter, whatever. So I'll just rely on his math. So it is 10:30 Wednesday morning. I wondered why the net wasn't there yesterday when it was Tuesday. But things are strange here. We're at about 39 degrees north and 163 degrees east, which means we're just slightly south of most of you guys now, and the temperature reflects that. It's significantly warmer than it has been, although we're still dealing with 27-knot winds, which make being outside less pleasant than they might otherwise be. I haven't dug out the HF antenna and tried to set it up just to see how it would handle the wind, and it didn't like it, so packed it back up again. Did not get on the air today. We're about 2,000 kilometers east of Japan, just about straight west at around 18 knots. So we should arrive there in a couple, 3 days. And that's most everything that I know. So back to the net. We've sailed about 3,800 nautical miles since we left Vancouver on the 17th. Nautical miles are within 10 or 15% of our miles, so I tend to just ignore the distinction. Whiskey Tango Delta, back to the net.
Well, thank you for checking in with us, John. It's great to hear your updates all along your trip. It's interesting following you, and thank you for checking in with us. It's always good to hear from you. I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, and safe travels everywhere you go. We're going to clear with W8TD, and that brings us to my crosstown neighbor, AA8CT. That is Craig. Good evening to you, Craig. Good to have you here. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net?
W8WKY. Good evening, Jerry. And yes, let's start out with, because I don't know and because I've heard it a few times, so it's going to be, a lot of us are going to either be right or a lot of us are going to be wrong, so I'm going to go with Delta. And I would just like to thank both Gary and Jason. I thought the fox hunt was phenomenal, although it's only the second one I've ever been. It's the first one I've ever been on, second one I've been to. Did an excellent job, and I think I had a great time. I think Dave did too, so looking forward to the next. And a comment that I'd like to echo, John gets with us in the mornings early and gives us his little insights to where he's at. And W8TD, thank you so much. I totally appreciate it. With that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Jerry, with a big thank you. And I'm going to probably hear you again tomorrow night. I just have a sneaking suspicion that might be possible. So with that, this is AA8CT saying 73s and W8WKY. Again, appreciate you're doing the ClubNet, Jerry, and we will talk again tomorrow. 73s, my friend, and get working on the rest of the down the net. Take care.
Well, thank you once again for joining us on the net, Craig. I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, and yeah, I think your sneaking suspicion is correct. So, very, very good, Craig. We'll catch up with you tomorrow evening. So, since KE8VZA, Eric was in and out, that is the bottom of the list, and we have some time. So we're going to open up the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net up once again for more check-ins. Your net control operator this evening is Jerry. That's Juliet Echo Romeo Romeo Yankee. I am using the club call of Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee for the duration of this net. If you would like to check into the net, maybe answer a trivia question, make some comments, or if you just want to be in and out, let me know if you're just in and out. You can check in now by using your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Charlie 0 Lima Romeo Mike, KC0 LRM, Kelly in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Kilo Delta 8 Hotel Alpha Golf, Tim in Litchfield. I'll be in and out.
Visiting Brooklyn, New York.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Papa Bravo, Brian in Cogga Falls, and also be in and out. Thanks, at 73.
Okay, we have added a KC0 LRM Kelly, KD8, and I know I wrote this down wrong. I think I wrote this down wrong. Hotel Alpha Golf, Tim in and out. How did I mess up there?
You've got that 100% correct. Kilo Delta 8 Hotel Alpha Golf. Thank you.
Okay, I was questioning myself there. Okay, that's what I had wrote down, and I thought, well, that can't be right. But anyway, do have you in and out. Thank you for checking in. And then we had a double. All I got was Brooklyn, New York. Could the Brooklyn, New York station come back with your call sign and name, please?
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Tango Alpha, Jeff, visiting to Brooklyn, New York.
Thank you, Jeff. KF8DTA got you in there. And then we had K48 EPB Brian also in and out. Is there anyone else that would like to join us on the net this evening? Maybe take a chance at the trivia question or make some comments or just be in and out? If so, please call now.
Here is Alpha Bravo 8 Mike Oscar EB8MO Mobile in Canal Fulton, Ohio.
Well, very good. We've also added AB8MO Andy in Cuyahoga Falls. Okay, very good. Well, let's go back to our glorious leader, Gary, AA8CS, for a reread of the trivia question. Gary, would you please reread the question for everyone?
WAWKY, this is AA8CS. All right, here's the question. Which U.S. president is remembered as the nation's first dark horse candidate? And that's not a political party, just a concept. Here's your choices. Alpha, James K. Polk. Baker, Franklin Pierce. Charlie, Millard Fillmore. And Delta, Rutherford B. Hayes. I'll do it again. Which U.S. president is remembered as the nation's first dark horse candidate? Your choices are Alpha, James K. Polk. Baker, Franklin Pierce. Charlie, Millard Fillmore. And Delta, Rutherford B. Hayes. And real quick, the winner of the Fox Hunt, I should have put this in the announcements, it kind of escaped me, was KE8JUI and AF1K. That was Kevin and Rich. They had a whopping 65.6 miles, but they did not open their envelope. And they were real close when we gave some hints out. For instance, if here was the first hint we gave out. If you're not a stove, but named for flame, search the park that earned that name. So the keys there are obviously fire. Anyway, we gave a couple of those kinds of cryptic hints, and I guess they were helpful. But I do think fun was had by all. Back to net. This is AA8CS.
Well, thank you, Gary, for rereading the trivia question for everyone and for the more information on the Fox Hunt. Sounded like it was a great time. So thank you for that, Gary. So we're going to go back to the top of the new list. That is KC0LRM Kelly in Oklahoma. Good to have you on the net this evening, Kelly. Thanks for joining us. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and do you have any comments for us? And Jeff in Brooklyn, New York is on deck.
WKY, thanks for getting me in there. Well, I'm like some of the other guys, I really don't know, so I'm just going to be a lazy answer and go with A, that we don't have to think any further. Any comments for the net? I did hear an interesting piece of news from my wife today. I guess a truckload of monkeys that was traveling, infected monkeys, sick monkeys, was traveling from Tulane University, I think it was Tulane, to Florida somewhere, and the truck overturned, and some of the monkeys got loose. So thought that kind of interesting. Seems kind of the way the world's going these days. That's about all I got. Thanks for running that. Everybody have a good afternoon. Back to next show.
Well, that is an interesting story, Kelly. Hopefully they weren't infected with anything serious that can spread to humans, and hope they catch them all. So anyway, I do have your trivia question answer as Alpha. Thank you for joining us on the net this evening. Good to have you here. We're going to clear with KC0LRM, and we're going to go to Brooklyn, New York now with KF8DTA Jeff. Good evening to you, Jeff. Good to hear from you. Thanks for checking in from New York. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and do you have any comments for the net?
Thanks for picking up my call. I'm on Echolink. It's pretty choppy on this end. Not sure if it is the same on that side. Unexpected visit up here to family for emergency, so keep us in your prayers. And I'm going to go with Delta. Other than that, thank you for everything you guys do. And 73, have a good night, y'all.
you sound good on this end, Jeff. No problems hearing you here. Sorry it's choppy on that end. But thanks for checking in with us while you are visiting family in New York. Good to have you part of the net. I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, and safe travels to you as well. We're going to clear with KF8DTA, and we're going to go now to AB8MO, Andy. Good evening to you, Andy, down in Canal Fulton, he said. Good to hear you on the net this evening. Thanks for checking in with me. Do you have an answer for the trivia question, and do you have any comments for the net?
W8WKY.
W8WKY from AB8MO Mobile, northbound on State Route 21. I don't know, just crossed a sign that said Wayne County. So I'm dangerously close to the repeater. So coming back from visiting some friends, so that was great. It's a long drive. It's about, when the traffic is great, about an hour and 15 minutes, and usually it's a little longer with rush hour. It was about an hour 25 to get down here from where I am, but it was a great time, and now I'm just on the way home. Let's see here for trivia. Millard Fillmore comes to mind. I'm not sure why. We'll just put that fly in the ointment and see how that sticks. I guess that would be answer Charlie, if I recall. So that's all I got from here. Thanks for picking up the net there, Jerry. And, well, I'm expecting a phone call, but until I get that phone call, I'll be listening along. This is AB8MO Mobile.
Well, it was a pleasure riding along with you, Andy. Good to have you on the net this evening, and I'm glad you enjoyed some time with friends this evening and being down our way. So, very good. I do have your trivia question answer as Charlie, and yep, we'll see where that goes. Well, that is the bottom of the list that I have. We have a little bit of time. We'll make a last call for check-ins to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. So, if you'd like to join us on the net this evening, you can check in now with your call sign followed by your name.
KC1BQS, Paul in Maine.
Okay, we have added Paul in Maine. I have it recorded as Kilo Charlie 1 Delta Quebec Sierra. Is that correct? And do you have a guess for the trivia question and answer this evening? And do you have any comments for the net?
The call sign is Kilo Charlie 1 Victor Quebec Sierra. And I joined the net late because I was on a local net. And I heard the answers but not the questions, so I'm not going to take a guess tonight at that. I just wanted to check in and get on the log. But I'm going to say 7-3, and everyone have a great evening. And I'm going to turn it back to net control. KC1BQS, clear.
Okay, well, I have your call sign corrected in the log, Paul. Thank you for joining us from Maine. Good to have you here, and check in with us whenever you can. We're going to clear with KC1 VQS, and that is Paul. We made the last call for check-ins and only got one check-in, so we are now going to go back to our glorious leader, AA8CS Gary, for the answer to the trivia question. So, Gary, well, wait, I better make... I'm going to go also with Charlie, Millard Fillmore, just because it sounds like the most unusual name. So that's the only... I have no idea. So put me down for Charlie, Gary. And Gary, give us the answer to the trivia question.
WAWKY, this is Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra. I wanted to give a shout out there to Paul, KC1VQS. Always a pleasure talking to him. In the morning on the Barometer Net, he has some very good comments, and it's a pleasure to hear him. Okay. Let's see. How about my comments? I watched, slept through, watched a few iterations of Game 3 of the World Series last night. The game went 6 hours and 39 minutes. They played 18 innings. The bottom of the 18th, Freddie Freeman hit a walk-off home run. The Dodgers won 6-5. The game ended 3 a.m. Eastern, or just prior to 3 a.m. Eastern, and just prior to midnight Pacific time. So, and it started at 5 Pacific time. Quite the game. I fell asleep, woke up, still going on, still tied, and I said, well, it's got to end soon. I would watch an inning or so until I fell asleep again. I finally ended up rolling into bed about 3 a.m. last night, having slept most of the evening anyway. But interesting game, and they're at it again as we speak. Let me grab a second, and I'll give you the answer to the trivia question. All right, the question was, which U.S. president is remembered as the nation's first dark horse candidate? I mentioned previously that I missed this question when I first encountered it, and I thought, wow, I thought it was quite the interesting answer as well. So here's what we have. The correct answer is Alpha, James K. Polk. James K. Polk earned the title of America's first dark horse president during the Democratic National Convention of 1844. Initially, party favorites like Martin Van Buren and Lewis Cass were expected to dominate the nomination, but Polk, a relatively unknown former Speaker of the House and Tennessee governor, emerged as a compromise candidate when delegates deadlocked. His surprise nomination shocked the political world, and he went on to defeat Henry Clay in the general election. Polk's presidency proved anything but obscure. In a single term, he oversaw the annexation of Texas, the Oregon boundary settlement with Britain, and the Mexican-American War, which added vast territories to the U.S. He famously pledged to serve only one term, and did. Let me grab a second. The other distractors, B, Franklin Pierce, 1853 to 1857, another relatively obscure candidate. Pierce was sometimes called a dark horse, but he wasn't the first. Like Polk, he was nominated after more famous Democrats faltered. Choice C was Millard Fillmore, 1850 to 1853, became president only because of Zachary Taylor's death. Though little known before his vice presidency, Fillmore wasn't elected through a surprise nomination, so not a true dark horse. And finally, D, Rutherford B. Hayes, 1877 to 1881. His presidency is best remembered for the disputed 1876 election and the end of Reconstruction, not for an unexpected rise to candidacy. And there you have it. Hope you had fun with it. I certainly did. This is AA8CS back to net. Have a great evening, Jerry. And also, I wanted to say, your announcement after Amateur Radio Newsline that the Club Net follows was a value add. I thought that was a nice touch. Back to you, Jerry. W8WKY, AA8CS.
Well, thank you for doing the trivia question this evening, Gary. It is much appreciated, and it was a fun question. I had fun with it, and looks like we only had about 3 right answers. So had a good mix of answers there. So good job, Gary. And thank you for doing the announcements as well. And thanks for joining us on the net this evening. Good to have you here. Well, we'll open this up. Do we have any late check-ins for the net, or any rechecks, rebuttal, or anything for the good of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net?
W8WKY.
Oh, good evening, Greg. KCFQV Mark up in Ohio. Noel, yeah, KCFQV.
Well, good evening, Mark. Glad you were able to make it in on the net this evening. Go ahead with any comments you have for us.
Well, the Lyra meeting up here in Willoughby over at Firehouse Grill, and Dave, AD8G, did a presentation about APRS. So Dave did a presentation today about that, and everything was good. So I figured, hey, I'm going to stop in and say hello. Matter of fact, I'm using Wi-Fi. I'm going through the restaurant's Wi-Fi on the Wi-Fi only phone, the phone that doesn't have the data connection. Well, because it was the older phone. But when I keep, because I said, they don't give me anything. I run them for many years. So everything else is good here. So we'll catch people in the morning, and I'll send it back your way, KCFQV, Gary. KCFQV.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net this evening, Mark. Enjoy the meeting and have a safe trip home, and we'll say 73 to you. Does anyone else have anything for the good of the Silvercreek net?
Question?
Go ahead, question.
N8WHR Mike here in Brunswick. The Hamfest, where's that being held this weekend, you said?
Yes, the Maslin Amateur Radio Club is holding a Hamfest at the Maps Museum. That's by the Akron-Canton Airport. It's going to be a good-sized Hamfest. They have over 100 tables sold. If you're a vendor, setup starts at 5 a.m. and goes to 8 a.m., and the doors open to the public at 8 a.m. They have got a ton of door prizes. Two of which are two ICOM IC7300s, but they've got lots of other prizes too, and it's going to be a great time. And for the price of the admission into the Hamfest, you also get to see the museum. So it is a great deal, and it's probably the best local Hamfest around. So if you can join us at the Maps Museum Sunday morning, it'd be great, and it'd be great to meet you.
Oh, very good. Thanks for the info. N8WHR, clear.
Well, thank you. And does anyone else have anything for the good of the Silvercreek net? Okay, nothing heard, so we will close this down at 8:58. We had 35 check-ins plus net control for a total of 36 participants. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with me this evening. You make this a great net. I enjoyed taking your check-ins and hearing all of your comments, and look forward to hearing you here on the net again next Tuesday evening. Next Tuesday evening. So with that, for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry and Shreve, returning the repeater to regular amateur use. 7-3 all.
KCFQ. Gary, or Greg, how many check-ins? I didn't catch it. KCFQV. Just curious.
We had 35 check-ins, and then with net control makes a total of 36 participants.
I think it's KSFQB.
You're welcome, Mark. This is KC8HDP, QSY to the Millersburg repeater, 146.67 megahertz, PL719 for the WatchNet. 7-3, y'all.
146 what?
It is 146, Mark 67 megahertz, and the PL is 71.9. They don't have it. They're not connected to the internet, so it's got to be RF. But it's the Holmes County net. They call it the WatchNet.
Thank you. N8WHR again.
You're welcome. KC8HDP clear.
W8WKY.